There we go. Check, check. 1, 2. Now we're live. Thanks for the catch. Once again, Cat 4 men, we've called you for rollout procedures on the home straight. Please bring your bike on over to the home straight for rollout Cat 4 men competitors. Final call for Cat 4 men rollout along the home straight. All riders must complete. If you're joining us on the YouTube, welcome. We are just starting to turn on our broadcast. It's our first live broadcast of 2025. Welcome to the Velodrome here in overcast but still beautiful Redmond, Washington today. We're always fortunate to get any racing in on May, it feels like. So we are just a few minutes out from starting. We're going to call riders to a meeting. Once we've completed this rollout, we'll make sure we get through everything. We're just making sure Cat 4 competitors tonight have completed rollout. We'll get through some safety protocols, and then the racing can begin. All right, let's gather it up, please, on the infield, riders. Gather up on the infield for a meeting. Thank you. Rider meeting on the infield. Gather up on the center of the field. Thank you. Rider meeting on the infield. Good evening and welcome out there again to our broadcast here for tonight. This is the preseason at the Velodrome in 2025. We are so glad to be back to racing. Our regular season starts with the kickoff in a couple weeks, and that's when our season points will really get underway. Tonight, it's just kind of warming up and getting ready for this season. If you're here joining us, this also is a special night. It is the 50th anniversary year for us here at the Velodrome. So up here, we've been operating since 1975, all under the stewardship of the Jerry Baker Memorial Velodrome Association, or MVA for many years, the MVA Association, I should say correctly. And that is a 501c3 that has been at the forefront of leading this place all this time, as well as our partners in King County Parks. So the 50th anniversary season is about ready to get underway. It looks like our riders are ready to go. So I'm going to do my double job. I'm going to be talking to the live audience and our riders, as well as to you on the stream and watching the video. Welcome, and thank you for joining us. And with that, our meeting concluded. The sound of the whistle, that is, let's get the riders up. First group to the rail for their start is Cat 4 men in a JB tempo. And welcome to this 50th anniversary year of racing at the Velodrome. We're starting it off right here and now. That's right, since 1975 when this place was first constructed and finished, the Marymore Velodrome Association has been hosting educational events, national championships, and everything in between right here in Redmond, Washington. And to start the season off, we've got a fun evening tonight. First up, the JB Tempo. Cat 4 men all called to the rail for your competition now. We'll talk a little bit about the race format as the riders are in the neutral lap, just to remind our fans how this one goes. And the whistle signaling the neutral. Riders not scored at any point during this neutral lap. Once they get around, they'll get another whistle if they stay together. That'll signal to the riders that racing is underway. And we'll start counting down the laps. On this 10-lap JB tempo, we can put the JB on it because there's a lot of formats for tempo racing. When you hear tempo, it means that every lap is important some way or another. The JB tempo is a 2-1 point format at the front. First rider gets 2 points. Second rider gets 1. And that goes all the way to the end of the race. Rider with the most number of points at the end is your winner, so you don't have to be first across the line at the end of the race to win necessarily. But if there are any ties, position on the final sprint will be the tiebreaker. So it's still important all the way through the race. And your whistle means racing is now underway. And every lap counts. Our riders are at their freshest right now. Time to put a little bit of pressure down on the pedals and get it rolling right away. First lap is worth as much as the last lap, so go out and get those points. But the first lap could be pretty tough, as again, everybody's at their freshest right now, but might as well ride the front of the group all the way around. A rider in black taking the lead lap and holding on all the way through. That's 407 I have coming across the line first. Eric Walters for 2 and Otis Hatfield for 1. On my start list here, I have both of those riders hometown as out-of-towners. We got New York City for our rider number 406, and then all the way from Richmond, Virginia is Eric Walters. That's their hometowns. I didn't know that, but now I do. Your 2 early leaders back off the pace a little bit here as new riders come to the front. This is going to be number 409 and 402, it looks like. I had Jack Donahue unofficially the scorer there on the front with Luca Ostertag Hill, number 402, in the colors of liquid velo, across the line second for 1 point. Ooh, close one here. I'll get the official confirmation. It looked like it was 406 on the outside with a little bit of a acceleration there. So that'll give Otis Hatfield the lead now with 3 points, I believe, and now with 402. Luca Ostertag Hill unofficially with 2 points in a tie for second with Eric Walters and Jack Donahue. Current race leader in the second wheel spot, so it looks like starting to put a little separation here as you've got 3 riders looking like they're at a little bit different tempo than the rest of the group. 402 coming across the line first that time puts him in a tie with Otis, so 406 and 402 tie it up at 4 apiece and continue to be vying for position at the front as they'll start to roll away a little bit from the rest of this field. The chase group of 3 just off that lead, being led right now by Rocco Alexander, the Jerry Baker Juniors, trying to close that gap down before this race gets totally out of hand. Seeing 5 to go. First rider to get 2, as every lap will be here. 2 more for number 402. Luca in the lead with 6. Unofficially, Otis in second with 5. This is our preseason, and as normal around here, because of the threat of rain and sort of the beginning of our season being a little bit more risky on that regard, our numbers tend to grow through this part of the year. You'll see each week a few more people will show up, and we're really looking forward to the 30th and the 31st for kickoff weekend, our regular season start. Here comes another sprint from our 2 fighting athletes here. They're battling it out lap after lap as Luca finds it again. It seems that Otis is going to be in that second wheel spot and just cannot quite find the acceleration before he hits the line. May need to change up the format a little bit as he starts to roll it a little bit in the back, but now he'll sit on the wheel, maybe make the jump at an earlier time. Your leader now, Luca, with 8 points. That's rider 402 with the white helmet and that white kit with some green accents. That's the Liquid Velo Race team. And this time Otis is going to sit in the wheel a little bit longer, and Luca showing he's got some good motor tonight. Otis picking up another unofficially. I've got that rider with 7 now. That's rider 406. The only other riders I have with points out there, number 407 is Eric Walters. Jack Donahue, number 409. Currently in a tie for 3rd, and they're back off the lead. They're not really currently in position to contest for points. Getting near the end here for our JB Tempo. Next group should be on the warm-up circle ready to go. Your Cat 3 riders. Here's 2 to go. Still not quite enough jump. A good effort there for Otis. Lucas showing again really nice endurance. A good motor here in the early season. He doesn't even have to really keep racing. He knows he's got enough points. Even if he doesn't beat Otis in this last sprint, Luke has enough of a lead now. He's got the win. So that could be something he can think about here, is maybe taking it a little bit easier. And you see the tempo is already pulled off. The pace is slowed a little bit. This is a numbers game for these riders. He just needs to get a point here to really kind of stay in contention, he thinks. So he'll contest, make sure he's got this wrapped up. The bell's ringing, 1 to go. And there's 2 points for Otis. That brings him up to 10, while Luca now is sitting at 13. Getting the bell, he says, you know what? This is preseason. Every lap we're going to get stronger. Let's just go ahead and roll away with this. You can see the chasing rider, the next closest back here. Pretty big gap opened up as we've split this group up pretty big. A small Cat 4 field. It's early in our season, and we're just kind of getting back to the Velodrome, so our riders are kind of working up into season form. But a nice start here for our Cat 4 men, as it looks like Lucas sending a nice message that Liquid Velo's got a good rider here in the category. Followed closely by, again, your second place rider, Otis. There's number 405. Raymond Cheng coming across the line. 409, one of our riders with points. That was Jack Donahue coming across the line 4th. Rocco for the Jerry Baker Jr.'s 5th across the line. And all riders finishing up on this lap will exit on the back straight after crossing the finish line. All riders will exit on the back straight. And then when Eric Walters, actually number 407, who picked up 2 points earlier on the race, that was a smart move. He still have enough to be in the top 4 with those 2 points. Here comes Cat 3 men to the rail. Cat 3 registered competitors to the rail for the tempo. This is the Category 3 men competitors out for their JB Tempo. Same format, but now with 12 laps. The rules will apply the same. Looks like they're all together and likely to get their whistle to start this one. Racing underway. Seeing 12 to go when they came across the line last. First lap and very valuable points upcoming. A sprint at the blue line. It's going to be all the way on the outside. Looks like Mike Ritter will take the first points with Alexi Snover for Found Cycling in the green, picking up 1 this time. Ritter again for 2. Conrad Mayer in the pink there inside of him will pick up 1. Your early race leader with 2 victories back-to-back is Ritter, now with 4 points. I have Mayer with 1 and Snover with 1. Your unofficial leaders at this stage of the race. At 9 to go, it's now Conrad driving the train a bit. 2 for him and 1 for Ritter this time. The rest of the field right there in striking distance. The rider in blue moving into position is Mike Jors, looking to do a little bit of work here to ensure that this gap does not stay. Wants to bring the field back into contention, and if he's going to do the work, he needs to get the points for it, and that's exactly what he's going to try to do. He hits the wheel of Conrad Mayer with nice acceleration. Good overtake out of turn 3. Number 307 comes across the line first. 341 is Peter Snoblin. That'll get him his first point of the night. Your leader still Ritter with 5. You've got Conrad Mayer in second with 3. Mike Jors with 2. That's the rider that just came across the line a moment ago in the teal with white helmet near the front of the field. We have Alexi Snober and Peter Snoblin both with 1 point each. Other riders seeking their first. Here comes 7 to go. Snoblin getting overtaken here by, again, our rider in teal taken back at the front. It's 307 Robson. 306 second across the line is Jordan Green. We have a newly organized reorganization of several of our local race teams into the Leading Factory Racing squad. It's that red, blue, and white kit, now currently in second and third wheel at the front. Also, Mike Ritter wearing it. You saw him earlier in that white jersey. We'll see a lot of them in this field this year as it's some of our very frequent flyers in this group. Now to the front, our rider in orange, 399. That looks to be Serge Malikian, number 306, second across the line. That's Jordan Green with his second. A lot of riders here within a few points of each other. A separation that's pretty big. We can look here now at our chase field that's just hitting turn 1. It's got a group of 4 trying to find the motor to keep this thing close, but things have opened up pretty big here. It's currently Mike Westover trying to lead the way in the green. We'll come back to our lead group and see they're hitting the home straight. Now the sprint for 2 more. It's Malikian in the orange, Jors in the teal. It'll be Jors, I think, with Malikian second across the line unofficially. I have your points totals as Jors in the lead with 6, Ritter in second with 5. Malikian and Mayer in third, both with 3 points apiece. In fifth is Jordan Green with 2. Peter Snoblin and Alexi Snover both have 1 point. Your leader seeing 4 to go. Here goes Malikian showing some early season endurance, just pulling away a bit. And Conrad Mayer coming back for more. It's been a few laps since we've seen him at the front as he was very active early in the race, but he's managed to find his way in this break of 4 away from the rest of the riders who are now kind of off this lead pace and are nowhere near scoring. Now he's back into form as he's taking a few laps off the front, ready to try to fight for more. Your rider in pink for Dyna Racing. Almost ready to take over the front here. It's currently Mike Jors, your leader, the rider in teal. Here comes Malikian and Mayer fighting for it. Pardon me, that's going to be Mayer on the inside for 2 points, I believe, with Malikian getting the 1 unofficially. I'm seeing a tie-up at the top of this one at 3 laps remaining. Conrad Mayer with 6, Jors with 6, Malikian with 6, all now in a tie for first unofficially. I keep saying unofficial because I'm running off my own results over here. So official results always posted post-race as quick as we can get them up. Having a little trouble with getting them into the live folder right now, but we will post them when we can. 2 to go, and that's going to be Malikian and Mayer. Malikian takes over at the top all by himself. I got him at 8 points. Mayer, the rider in pink right behind him, in second with 7. Jordan Green's up there in the lead group with 2 points. That's the rider that's now starting to move up towards the front, and right on his wheel is Mike Jors, previously a race leader, still up there now in 3rd place with 6. Looks like he's ready to try to get in position. Bell's ringing for Want. It'll be Malikian, and pardon me, that's Snoblin, number 341, not Green. Snoblin makes a nice move as the bell's ringing to pick up the 2. Malikian for 1 more, trying to hold on to his lead. He now sits at 9. Conrad Mayer down the back straight with 7. If he gets the 2 points and Malikian gets nothing, Mayer takes over. But if Malikian even gets 1 point here, the rider in orange on the inside, he'll guarantee his victory today. And it looks like he's going to be able to get not just 1, but maybe 2. Make sure he really takes care of business. Ooh, Mayer still wants it, though. Oh, get on the outside. It's 305, looks to get the 2 points. You're right on the inside. Malikian in the orange will be your victor unofficially by my count. Riders still on the back straight finishing up. That's Mike Westover for Taco Time Northwest in the green, starting to pull away from this chase group, making it quick on this final lap for himself. They may have missed out on the break, but still getting some good laps out here today in the early season. It's all about getting ourselves up to speed, riding safe, and having a good time here on a Friday night. Well done for our Cat 3 competitors who will exit on the back straight as they finish up. Here comes the Cat 1-2. Cat 1-2 men to the rail for the JB Tempo. Cat 1-2 men all called to the rail. And off we go. A big field for our Cat 1-2 men. This reminds me of a year ago. 2024 started out pretty similarly. It felt like we had right from the beginning of the year, if my memory serves right, which it probably doesn't. It felt pretty fast right away. It just felt like the competition came in. We had a good sized field. Here we are already looking at 20 plus riders on our first night on a Friday night, setting up for what could be a really fun race on our first evening with our Cat 1-2s competing on the Velodrome here this year. And the whistle sounds. We're racing. Another JV Tempo points at the front, 15 to go. I see you out there. There's a few of you commenting on the YouTubes. Thanks for joining us. If you're here live, love to see the interaction. If you're here watching in person, you can also jump on if you want to interact, ask a question, leave a comment or a little bit of some positivity for our riders or what we're doing here. Head to velodrome.org/live to find the link for tonight, or go to go to YouTube and search for the Jerry Baker Velodrome. Here comes your first points to the line. 129, 125. The 2 I got. Here comes the speed, folks. This is going to be a quick one. It's not going to look like preseason now. Another big one coming in here for our second points tonight. Give it to 104. First across the line, Tyson Danielson for Waterline Racing. Right next door is Merrick Gallagher wearing bib 101. Our points leader from a year ago is the junior for the Jerry Baker Juniors. Is going to put down the hammer right now and try to pick up some points. He's in position, doesn't like the mass sprint. He's going to see if he can just get some breakaway points. Your leader from a year ago needs to start putting on a little bit of pain and pressure. Here he goes. Gallagher for 2. Tyson Danielson for 1 more. 2 riders with 3 points lead the field now. Danielson will pull off a little bit here and find his way back into the field. The catch is on. They don't want to let this kid get too far away. The other riders I had with points on that first sprint, that was Sam Frigo, found the 2 points, and I had Richter for 1, if my call is correct. The junior picks up another. The chase is on at 11 to go as 117. Summer Newlands, I have picking up a point this time. He thought maybe about sitting up. I saw the body language of pulling to the right, and then he saw it back. He thought, well, there's no one really here. I might as well just stay out here. Even if I'm not getting 2 points, I can keep getting 1. So Summer staying on that power here, putting himself in the gap between the leader and the field. It's good for some more points here. Here's Gallagher for 2 again, and there's Summer Newland for 1. A little more action out of the field as you saw Chris Wilson pulling ahead, not happy with the current situation. Also feeling like he needs to go get a few points here. He knows what Gallagher can do. He watched this happen last year. He's capable of impressive efforts off the front and all alone. Just time trialing this field right now, making it tough. At 9 to go, he's staying on it. 2 more for Gallagher. The strategy working well here for Summer Newlands. Picks up another. That puts number 117 in a tie for second now. 3 points to him. He's tied with Danielson, number 104 for the Waterline Racing Team, further back in this main field. And here comes another effort as Wilson gets caught. New acceleration out of the field. Newlands gets caught here hitting turn 4. Seeing 8 to go. Gallagher looking around. It looks like it's going to be the colors of Andrew Martin, 102. Picking up 1 point that time. 2 for Gallagher. I have unofficially a race leader, Gallagher, with 11. 2 riders with 3 apiece. That's a tie between Danielson and Newlands for second. Frigo with 2, Richter with 1, and Martin with 1. The colorful jersey of Andrew Martin, your second place finisher in the Omnium last year for this field, already looking like he's ready to compete again, wants to get in a good position. Jumping off the front, number 110 is going to be Josh Sherfy. Martin picks up another smart point there on the front of the field. I think I have Sherfy across the line first, followed by Haggard, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, move in for Gallagher here, getting 2 that time. Just out in front of 154. Scott getting away from the group here, Mr. Gritzel. 118, picking up 2 points. The rider for Dyna, 1 more for Gallagher. Your rider for Dyna Racing getting the signal as the lead rider, the rider in pink. You can see the chase being led right now by the colors of Liquid Velo. Trying to hold on to the tempo here from your rider off the front. He's going to pick up 2 more for Dyna Racing, number 118, and there's 133. Look out for Colin Gibson, picking up a point, his first. Launching his own effort now, though. Also going to put out a kilo effort and see how many points he can get for it. It's 13 points to Gallagher that he has to try to beat if he wants to take over the top of this competition, but even earning 4 or 5 points here is going to move you up significantly in the finishing order. It's the rider with this purple mixed color jersey here. Number 133 is the lead of the race, getting 2. Number 122, Max Haggard, getting 1. A couple riders getting overtaken, so you're going to see a little bit of traffic here. That's Summer Newlands back into action. She picked up how many points earlier? 3 points. A rider out of Portland, and now she's trying to come back up to the lead position and contest against the bell ringing now for Gibson and Summer. She gets one more in that one behind. Colin Gibson, who picked up 2 more on our final lap as the bell's ringing for everybody at 1 to go. Big catch here. Looks like she can manage it hitting into turn 3. Ooh, the overpass here around through the corner. Going to be a little bit of traffic upcoming. Riders are looking out. Riders are looking out. Going up track. There we go. Here comes the finish, and Summer picks up 2 more. A nice finish with Gibson finding 1. That'll give the tiebreak to Summer Newlands. Big move there on that last lap. Plays well for her. Gallagher should still hold on to the lead overall. That'll give second place to Newlands, third, I believe, for Gibson. First for Gallagher for the Jerry Baker Juniors. Riders, please exit on this lap on the back straight. Here comes our open 1-2-3 women to the rail for their JB Tempo. We see out there on the comments. Thank you for the positivity. Great camera work and commentary. Thank you, Sean, for tuning in to join us. We're working out the kinks. It's early in our season, but we enjoy bringing the racing from Redmond, Washington to the international audience. You can watch across the globe, of course. Thank you for tuning in, supporting our wonderful racers here tonight. About ready to start with this next group from the rail. JB Tempo for the open 1-2-3 women. You know the race format by now and how this works. I'll try to do my best over the microphone to keep you up to date of where the point standings are for all of our riders. This one's a 10-lap contest. If you're enjoying the stream out there on YouTube, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, hit the bell. You know all the normal YouTube nonsense. Last year we were on our way to 4,000 subscribers. We'd love to see ourselves hit that here during our early part of the year. More fans means more support for Velodrome racing. More people that support our cause, the better for these athletes, the better for awareness of the importance of these velodromes, as rare as they are here in the United States. Our efforts to keep this velodrome community thriving and growing every single year. You can be a part of it. Subscribe and support us today. Thank you so much for joining us. And the sound of the whistle means racing's underway. 10 to go. This is the posted technically as a Cat 1, 2, 3, 4 women field. So this open women field really allowing for all of our competitors to get out here and make sure we have a good field for our first night of preseason racing. One of the juniors, looks like number 3, I believe that's Lucy, leading things out down the sprinters lane right now. Seeing 9 to go, big acceleration for number 4. Lexi Snover picks up 2. And that's going to be Rue Tomko as the missed call earlier there. They put themselves across the line second. Got that, the bright pink socks will help me kind of keep track of where they are in this group. Snover will do what she's done many a time here last season. This feels like a bit of a rewind, joining in this field and letting it go here off the front, demonstrating a good mix of power and overall top speed. Your leader, Snover, now with 4. Tomko smart to find the wheel, picking up 2 points overall. Sitting in second, other riders looking for their first points. Two more for Snover, 1 more for Tomko. Forecast was always pretty favorable for today for us to get racing, but it warmed up in the middle of the day more than we thought. Turned out to be a pretty beautiful mid-spring day here in Western Washington, but it is a reality for us. The possibility of rain will cancel racing. So if you are a live fan here, you've joined us here in the Velodrome, you like coming out and watching racing, got to make sure to check for those rain cancellations. If it looks like it's coming, check JB Velodrome on Instagram, and our Facebook will oftentimes be places where we'll post for closing. And if you know it's likely to rain, just be ready. That's something that we have to do. This racing surface is not safe when we've got any rain on there, so heads up on that for our season upcoming. That sprint looking a little bit closer last time as Snover kind of pulled off the power and gave Tomko an opportunity. Snover had just enough kick. I'm going to give it to the rider for Found Cycling. That's the rider in green that's currently in second position. And Rue will find the win on that one, I believe. Number 3 on the inside is the unofficial call. Look for confirmation. Confirmed. As that'll give Tomko 6 points. Snover has earned 9 now. Your field about halfway back on the track right now as it looks like a group of 3 currently exiting turn 2 out on the back straight. It's got a couple members of the Jerry Baker Juniors all working together, all 3 even. Some of our junior women. 2 more for Snover and 1 for Tomko. Our local fans, a lot of them here to support the juniors, families and parents supporting the youngsters out here. We have a program thriving for young riders, about 50 strong this year, nearly 50 young riders competing, many of them getting very excited for the USA Cycling Nationals to be hosted here. And mid-commentary there, that's Snover getting 2 and Tomko for 1 more. And every lap counts for training and preparation for Nationals. So you're out here in the early season, and this is a Cat 1, 2, 3, 4 field. There's going to be mixed speed, mixed capabilities, mixed training. School's still in session. Our young riders is to find the time to get out here and get their training in and get ready to go. And then we got riders like Snover here, who seems to be ready for another very successful campaign in 2025, riding for the green at Found Cycling. Similar points to last time around. That's Snover for 2 more and Tomko for 1. I've got Snover unofficially at 15, Rue Tomko at 9. If you want to know who a junior is out here, for the most part, they're wearing the black and the blue of the Jerry Baker Jr. kit. You can learn more about that team on our website, velodrome.org. Check out the links under the main navigation tabs. There's number 4 getting the bell. 2 more points for her on her way to her victory here in this first race. Tomko had one saved up here trying to overtake in turn 2, but Snover actually says no thank you. Every lap counts here in the early season. Top speed being shown by Snover, not allowing the overtake. Nice counter punch from her coming out of turn 2. Everybody up on the finishing lap here. Snover will be your winner out of this first race. Tomko in second. The sprint for 3rd place would be the next rider across the line, as there's no riders with points beyond your first 2. So this is a tie break for 3rd. Ooh, oh, good run at the line there. As number 9, Lucy Gilchrist holds on for 3rd. In that grouping there. And number 15, that's Sarah Lynch with a great sprint there at the end as well. Riders exit on the back straight. Running smooth here tonight. We're ready to go. Our next field's already coming on up. It's Cat 4 is coming back for more. Cat 4 men for the scratch race. Now coming up to the rail. Cat 4 men for the scratch race. Come on up.
What's going on? Simple truth, I'm low. Let's get it on. Touching the stars, touching the stars.
Short little pause here. We're going to hold just at a moment. We'll keep our riders at the rail and ready to start once we get the go-ahead. We're going to just get ourselves a little bit more caught up on some scoring elements before we get going here. Thanks again for joining us in person. It's so lovely to see some people wandering into the Velodrome from the park today. We get a lot of traffic from people just out here, and they hear what's going on in the Velodrome and say, what's this all about? If you don't know what it's all about, don't forget you can check our website and learn a whole lot more about our calendar of events, our educational opportunities we have here, how to get into racing. That's all found at velodrome.org. We race every Friday night from May all the way into September. As long as the rain stays away, you'll find track racing here at 7 p.m. on a Friday night all through the late spring and into the summer months. Tonight's racing, we're just gone through the first portion of tonight's race schedule. Our first 4 races down the JB Tempo. We're about to head into scratch racing, and then we close things out tonight with points racing. It's pretty typical for us here at the Velodrome. We race each of our categories 3 times. If you're also kind of wondering, I keep saying that word categories. That's about race designations based on experience and speed. Our riders earn points towards their license that they can apply to upgrade once they've had enough front finishes right up to the front of the field. They don't have to win. They just got to place well. They'll earn those points. Those upgrade points then allow them to work their way up through the categories, keep things competitive and athletic for all the riders and a little bit more fair. Tonight we've got a little bit bigger groups. It is early in our season, so you saw in that last group we had Cat 1, 2, 3, 4 women in that open women field all together. Just making sure we've got enough riders to have a competitive group on this evening. We also have opportunities if you are interested for getting out here and riding on a bike yourself. You can try it yourself by going to velodrome.org. If you're nearby here, you can register for an adult class on the weekend. It's a 4-hour experience where we put you on one of our competitive fixed gear bikes. That's right, just the same kind of track bikes you see our riders racing tonight. We've got a whole fleet ready to go for you to try. 4 hours after you complete that course, you are good to go with the beginning novice racing fields on our Monday nights. All you need is some athletic wear, a good set of cycling shoes, or something that you can wear in our clip-in pedals, helmet, and a little bit of education, and you too could join and be part of the Velodrome community. And now in the neutral, the 12-lap scratch race for the Cat 4 men. On deck, our Cat 3 is getting set to come back again. Category 4 is the category just above our novice riders. So again, if you're kind of curious about how this all works here, riders have had enough nights of novice racing. They get the thumbs up to join Cat 4s once they have the experience from the novice field. They appear to be riding safely enough. Then they are invited up into this Cat 4s. They race frequently on Wednesday nights, sometimes on the Friday nights. We've been adding them back in this year after some discussions about giving them opportunities for more time here at the track. This can be you after an adult class in a few weeks of some good novice racing if you're looking for a fun summer activity. There's the whistle. Off we go. Racing underway. 12-lap scratch. That means I have less to talk about because there's no points going out every single lap. We're just waiting for the end. At the end of the race, there will be a bell at 1 to go. First rider across the line will be your winner. Lots of ways to race the scratch, but right now I expect these early laps in the early part of the year with a smaller field, it'd be smart for these riders to stay together. So they're going to pack up a bit. They're going to stay in a nice line share the workload and keep things as quick as they can without burning too many matches in the first half of this race. Lots coming up this season. If you want to get ahead of it, add some events to your calendar, just see what we have planned. Don't forget, you can go to velodrome.org/calendar. And there is actually a way there, if you scroll down, you can subscribe to some of our calendars. You can choose which ones you want to see. If you want to see when training's available, if you want to see when we're doing Friday nights, our special events, when we have our training sessions, and of course, all of the other things that we have up there, it's at velodrome.org/calendar. And you can see our plans here in 2025 all being set to motion. That's Otis Hatfield, number 406 in the blue kit. At the front of this group there, we saw him be very active in the JB Tempo. It was him taking on Luca Ostertag-Hill, number 402 of Liquid Velo. Back and forth they went. So we already know which two riders seem to have a little bit more power tonight in this group. It's Luca sitting at the back right now, just kind of letting the field roll. Otis took a stab at the front, and he'll do what they often do. Once you're at the front, you typically pull to the right, slow down a little bit, and go back in the lineup and find a place to sit in. It looks like he'll find himself almost at the back end there as your rider in blue works all the way there. And he'll tuck in for a safe spot to be. What? We had Logan Lee on the front there for a bit, number 403 for the Jerry Baker Juniors. He pulls off to go back to the back himself. Now seeing 8 to go. There's 405. It's Raymond Chang in the purple with the orange helmet. Don't feel like you have to show up either if you're looking to join up in the Velodrome already knowing a race team. If you're here without a kit and you want to be a part of a team, you'll find one eventually. This is all just sort of our own social community of networking that happens here as riders kind of find their communities. They join up in teams. They work together to get some kit that they like. They work together to train, to share notes, to push each other. It is all kind of part of that process. So if you're new to this, don't let that part keep you out of it. We've got a lot of great rider communities here for all age groups. Of course, our flourishing junior squad, and then lots of really welcoming groups of riders. You can see some of those teams out here tonight. Another one of our relatively frequent flying group, the Dyna Racing team, always showing up in style in the pink. They've been doing it, I don't know, how many years has it been Dyna Racing pink? There was one year it was the gray. Was that 2 years ago? Yeah, we're back to pink. We're feeling the pink again. 407 in the black kit. That's Eric Walters. So this formation that we're seeing here, again, just peeling off the front after you take your pull, fall into line. This is something that you do to conserve the energy and wait for the right moment. If you were just to kind of just go right now, it's very likely you're just going to have someone on your wheel anyways, and you're just doing more work for them. We are starting to get to that point, though, where some riders are going to start thinking about when the move might come, as they're seeing 5 to go, getting under a mile here soon. So we'll be looking ahead. Look for 406 there at the front. Otis Hatfield, who we saw again being very active in that last race. He's going to want to stay near the front the closer we get to the end. Your winner from the Tempo 402 is all the way at the back of the lineup right now. That's the rider in the white helmet, the white kit for Liquid Velo. The closer we get to the finish, also expect for him to be starting to move his way up in the lineup and not try to be all the way at the back of the group. 4 to go. Coming up now, 4 to go. Raymond on the front. Scott Berger cheering for Liquid Velo here tonight on the live stream chat. Thanks for tuning in, Scott. It is a good last name. You're right. That is a good last name. My crew up here appreciates the last name, Scott. We also appreciate Team Liquid Velo. They've got some good folks, you know what I'm saying? One of them is out here trying to win again. Saw what he did in that first race. He's right in the middle of the field. It's who Scott's cheering for. That's number 402, Luca. Next time around, they'll see 2 to go. With regular season also comes back the Kitty Kilo. Don't forget about some of our fun junior programs we have here at the Velodrome. Kitty Kilo Racing will be back on this year, and once we get into the regular season, it's basically every single Friday. We're going to have the kids out here on the track. So if you got a youngster that knows how to ride a tricycle, training wheels, push bike, whatever it is, tell them they can come on out to the Velodrome on a Friday. And while they're out here racing, one parent can be pulling support while the other one's in the beverage garden. It's a pretty fun date night. Kitty Kilo Racing coming back again in 2025 during our regular season. Looking forward to it. We're coming into the Bell Lap, and there is the 2 at the top of the tempo have worked their way to the front of the field. So now we're expecting them to kind of hold position and ensure that they are in the lane they want to be for the upcoming sprint. A little bit of change of position now is actually number 402 getting swallowed up a little bit. Down the sprinter's lane is now going to be Otis Hatfield getting the bell. And overtaking him, at number 409 is Jack Donahue, who's been kind of off the front. Haven't called his name much because he's just kind of been sitting midfield. He takes over the front, but then doesn't really have quite enough kick here to keep the charge from one of the juniors who's been sitting silent here as well. That's number 408, Rocco Alexander, setting off a good one here out of turn 3. And here comes the sprint. It's going to go over the top of Logan, who holds his place, and there's the quick finish of number 402, Luca, with a great finish here in the sprint for this scratch race. Rocco Alexander for the Jerry Baker Juniors. A well-timed attack by him. Couldn't quite keep off the charge from Luca, but still well played for the junior. I think we're going to give him second place tonight in our scratch race. Cat 3 men to the rail for your scratch. Cat 3 men to the rail for the scratch. Going to look here at our riders. If you're out on the stream with our action camera, thanks to all of our donators over the years that have helped provide for some of the equipment that we use behind the scenes. Another successful off-season auction has continued to provide support to keep our track open and running at full speed. Thanks again to our supporters, our sponsors, and all of you for showing up and supporting us here tonight. And the whistle for the neutral. It's another scratch. Same rules apply. 12 laps upcoming for the Cat 3s. Starting next week, we'll also try to get some more of our in the action cameras going on the live stream. I know folks always appreciate the opportunity to get into the race. We're working on that hardware as always. You'd think these things would just work in 2025, but I mean, routers still barely work. Printers break all the time. I don't know. When are we going to figure it out? Who knows? I can turn up the microphone a little louder and maybe Microsoft can hear me. And we use wireless cameras, our GoPros, and hook them up to our riders, and it gives us a chance to kind of get into the race. A little tricky to set up, but we're going to get those things rolling here during our preseason. Look forward to that in the coming weeks. There's the sound of the whistle. Racing's underway. Riders, you got 12 to go. 12 to go. .369, Stan Douglas. Looks like he's updated the team to be Shogun of Seattle. That sounds pretty cool. He's got the black and blue kit, took the lead of the lap there for a bit. Pulls off the rider with the white helmet. He'll move back to set into the field a little bit at 11 to go. And we'll now look to the pink of Dyna Racing. That's Conrad Mayer. Another way you can help us out there, folks, if you're just here enjoying the show, or if you're tuned in on YouTube, don't forget to share the stream with friends and family. If you're a rider here on the infield, post about it. Let folks know that we're streaming. It's our first race of 2025, the 50th anniversary. Get people on here and supporting us. Get some thumbs up going, share around, make some noise, leave a little positivity. You can call someone out if you have a question, or if you just want to call out a teammate or a friend out here. I'm pretty easy to get to say something over the microphone. Just got to jump into those comments. Make sure you're a subscriber, and there you go. Have at it. We love to see it. So far, we've had some people tuning in to support us and just say thanks for the coverage. Love to hear from more of you out there if you're enjoying what you're seeing. Off and away we are in this scratch race. A couple laps in, and so far the field really nice and tightly condensed here as they're sitting behind the winner of the first race, Serge Malikian, the rider in orange. We saw him kind of sit out the first couple of laps, and a lot of times you'll see this in the tempo, is you'll see the first couple of laps will be contended really heavily by some of the riders that have decent power, good finishing speed, but maybe not all the laps yet in their legs. They're like, I got to get these first couple or I may not get any. And after that, that's where Serge kind of started to position himself. He worked his way into the competition and played nice and steady. But this scratch race is a very different format for this field and a little bit more mixed. As the further along you go, the more specialized these riders become. A little bit more, they become clearly either more endurance or a little bit more top speed focused. This race, if it looks like this, is going to favor quick finishes, top speed. Riders like Peter Snoblin feel like they got to pick up the pace now to kind of make it harder on some of those quick finishers. The riders out here looking for the slow laps and then the fast finish. That's not the recipe for Snoblin for this field at 7 to go. Riding for leading Factory Racing, pulls up out of the way, and there's Serge at the front. He's got a good mixed skill set. He's got pretty good finishing speed, but what we saw in that JB tempo is he really was using power and kind of this nice, smooth turn of the pedals, kind of push on the front of the field. He's showing it here as well, so we'll see if that's going to work for him tonight in this scratch as he continues to stay near the front. Now we see Lexi Snover. That's right, double dipping in our women's field here tonight, and also showing up here with the Cat 3 men is Snover, valuing those laps, needs to get as much as she can here. She comes up to the front, and as she does so, things kind of slow down a little bit. We'll reset. It's been a while since you've watched any sort of competitive cycling. One of the things we can see quickly is how wide on the track our riders are. They're taking up a lot of space, a lot of lanes. Usually means we're going slower. If they're at higher speeds, they're going to tend to form more single file lines. That's a good way to kind of gauge the relative speed of any group that you're looking at based on what they think their kind of maximum is. Mayer picks things up again at 5 to go. You can see it stretching out behind him. Malikian following his wheel, kind of feeling like maybe he might be the one to watch for a bit. We talked a lot about the rider in teal in that last race as well. That's Jors, Mike Jors in the teal with white helmet. I've seen him have some pretty good fast finishes here in the Cat 3 field when it comes down to a sprint. But off the front now, this is Mike Westover for the Taco Time Racing team in green. 4 laps until our Cat 1-2s take the track. Cat 1-2s on deck. Westover making a pretty impressive move right now. He says, I got to start separating myself a bit here from this field. That's number 301. Off the front. Conrad Mayer in the pink for Dyna Racing has positioned himself now to close things down pretty quickly. Malikian on his wheel. The orange and pink in this gap will be closing it down quickly. They hit turn 4, and as they overtake, Mayer still staying on it though at 3 to go. I think I'm hearing Malikian giving some words of encouragement to kind of keep on it. He's right there with him, and as he pulls up, Malikian will stay on the gas. Mayer sees that window. He wants to fall back into it quickly and see if he can stay on the front of this thing. Malikian wants to make it really quick for a couple of laps here, it looks like. Maybe looking for Conrad to keep it going, but Mayer does not position to do so. He pulls up out of the sprinter's lane, slowing it down a little bit again. No one coming up underneath, so he'll just kind of casually take it back. This is kind of gassing some of our riders. You can see riders looking for oxygen. We've got Jors right behind Snoblin coming up behind. We also have the white of Mike Ritter right behind Jors. Lexi Snover in the green near the back of that group of 5 now as Mayer positions himself at the back with Malikian just leading off the front. I talked about this earlier. He's got good mixed skill set, but power is definitely his strong suit. He's going to try to apply it here. This big gear is smooth off the front. Can he keep him away? The sprint incoming at 1 to go. Malikian on the front. Can anybody catch? Our speedy orange rider here, positioning himself well at just the right time. Snowman looking like it's hurting a little bit right now, but trying to keep it close. You've got some speedsters right behind him that might be ready to jump, but no move yet. Malikian too far away if they don't get going. There goes Jors looking for him to get things up to speed. He'll start to push those pedals, getting things up to gear, but it's too little too late to get up to the front. It looks like it's Malikian's race already taken care of. Malikian going 2 for 2 tonight so far. The sprint for second is good. Here comes Ritter versus Jors. Ritter looking smooth, should be able to get it. 3-2-1. Gets it. That's a good race number, 3-2-1. I like that. Riders will exit on the back straight as they finished up. Scratch racing for your Cat 3s. Nice race for Malikian. And a strong finish for Ritter there out of the group. Cat 1-2s, you are clear for entry. Cat 1-2s to the rail for the scratch race. Our biggest field tonight. Great showing from our Cat 1-2s. 15 laps on the lap cards. We'll get them started in just a moment. Neutralize until turn 4. Again, this will be a quick one. We got a good-sized field and a straightforward race format to be talking about tonight. A 15-lap scratch. First right across the line to be your winner. Gallagher, the winner from the Tempo on the front, the rider for the Jerry Baker Juniors. Racing age 18. His last year as a junior competitor. Trying to get his season off to a good start. Your winner of the overall Omnium from this group a year ago. Signal is to go around again. A quicker neutral, not quite able to hold it together. Riders must all be in contact, right? You got to see no gaps in this field, and then they're going to get the go-ahead. It's got to be all together. So we'll just send them around again. Neutralize the race for another lap. Might need to slow down on the front. And again. Are they trolling the junior now? Is that what we're doing? This is the one place where they can like control the outcome, you know? We'll get it eventually. I was just about to say, these are our most experienced riders. They really know how to do it right. But then they had to go do this. And, you know, it's a shame. And racing's underway. 15 to go. Gallagher was at the front. He'll stay at the front for now as he'll get this thing rolling. It's a good crew here up the front. He's not going to be left all alone. So already stretched out, nearly single file. Pretty quick opening lap. 14 to go. A lot of the dynamics we were talking about in that last field, you're going to see the same thing here, but when you have this many riders, there's going to be a lot of lanes for riders to find, especially when we bunch up a little bit, 3 wide like they are in the middle. Riders are going to always be thinking about positioning. In a big group like this, you're expecting at some point, even in a short race like this, that there's going to be a moment where there'll be some sort of break, some sort of division happening. And depending on your style, on your strengths, you're going to want to be able to mark the rider you're looking out for. You're going to want to be ready to kind of work to close those gaps down, or maybe just make sure you're in it when it happens. So some riders, as they come off the front, they're going to go back just a couple of wheels. They're not going to go all the way to the back of this field. And that's part of the reason there's that traffic jam, is these riders, they're fresh. It's just the beginning of the race. They don't want to be too far away from the action. So they come off the lead and they go back a few positions, kind of work their way in the middle, and then work up towards the front again. Getting a lot of that kind of rotational movement right now. As off the front goes Ben Flom for fell swoop number 107. He's joined by Andrew Martin. That's bib 102. 10-speed hero. He's got that blue kit, the multicolor stripes, kind of a unique look out here with the white helmet. Flom back on the lead as, again, this causes the group to stretch out. Not really snapping anything apart yet. Just creating that speed here in the mid-stage of the race. We're at 10 to go. Flom on the front. That's Max Haggard, number 122 of Waterline Racing, that'll take over at the front here now. The Waterline crew in that kind of darker, more muted blue kit, wearing white helmets to match some of the accent colors. A couple years into the organization of that particular team. Wide at the front here. Who's going to take over at 9 to go? Looks like it's going to be Sherfy. That's bib 110. Some organization going on here at the front as there's a little bit more speed off the front of the group again. Everybody able to hold with the current pace. There's a little bit of lost energy at the back right now. We're starting to see a little bit of separation. This constant speed thinning things out just a little bit. So we might lose a rider or two here in the coming laps. At 8 to go. Summer taking over at the front again. First time in this race. We'll see her on the front of this field. Active in the first race, I believe, again, if I remember the call, it was unofficially she ended in second with a tie break from the tempo. The winner of your first race, Gallagher, kind of midfield right now, not needing to do too much work at this moment. He's waiting for his moment later on. Here comes our rider from Found Cycling. We saw a little bit of him in the first race. Chris Wilson positioning himself up high and down low. Number 130. It's David Magidson riding in the colors, I believe, of Liquid Velo. I can't recognize the kit otherwise. I'll have to look closer when he comes by again. That's Scott Grinsel for Dyna Racing. That's also joining in on this breakaway effort. About to be a group of 3 if these riders can find the wheels and kind of line it up. The national colors of one of our junior riders kind of bringing this field up to speed for a moment there. That was Keaton Fairbanks wearing bib 111. One of our youngest riders in this field and wearing national colors as a champion at nationals last year in the event. He's invited to do just that. Your lead group of 3 is going to start seeing some more fresh faces here. None less important than Gallagher for the Jerry Baker Juniors, who will take over the front, bib 101 in the lead position. 5 to go. Rider's looking over to Grinsel, the rider in pink. Is he going to keep things moving? He looks like he wants to. Gallagher, in one of his kilo efforts, you can tell when he's gotten to time trial mode, he's looking down a little bit, hands hang over the rail just a little bit here, just trying to keep riders away. At 4 to go. Doesn't want any help. He's going to try to win this thing all by himself. It's giving Grinsel a target, but you could say the same thing of the entire field, having Grinsel as a target here to go catch as well. I believe that's Colin Gibson in the field now, starting to edge forward a little bit if we check out the field in turn 3. He falls off the lead there for a moment. Quick rotations to the front. Let's see if anybody can go get Grinsel. Grinsel pulls up as Andrew Martin gets to the front. He's going to start his own effort for the chase at 3 to go. Martin in good speed here. He's got a ways to go. It's about a 75-meter gap right now up to the leader. Waterline Racing right on the wheel. There's Summer as well, a rider out of Portland. They're catching a rider. That's a rider down the lap. So the lead of the race coming on the home straight. Here comes Gallagher at 2 to go. The gap pretty similar here. Martin making good progress. 2 to go. He pulls up looking for help. He's got Tyson Danielson. There's Summer once again. 3 riders kind of pushing off the front. They're going to pull up to the blue line. Gallagher still kind of gets the go-ahead here. The solo brake effort might still work out. He looks like he's pretty smooth. Back to the field. I think that's Sherfy coming down the sprinter's lane. Can he do anything with this move? He's got a ways to go. Gallagher gets the bell, 1 to go. Here comes your lead effort now from Sherfy. The race is on for second. Can they catch the kid in time to get first, or is this just going to be a race for second place? Sherfy leading things out. Still about a 75 meter gap down the back straight. Doesn't look like the catch is going to be there in time, as Gallagher should be able to coast this thing in pretty well. Jay Baker Jr. showing the time trial strength that he's developing this season. Here comes a sprint for second place. And that's going to be Richter of Found Cycling Guild down there in the sprinter's lane. 1:25, I think it's Summer. 1:17 in the middle, if I'm not mistaken, coming across the line for third. Richter, though, your sprint winner out of the field. Gallagher off the front for several laps there to close this one out, and he'll be your victor. Also going 2 for 2 tonight. Stand by for our open women here. We've got just a few more riders to clear. Open women getting the signal. To the rail, please. Open women competitors to the rail for the scratch. Neutral lap, 12 lap scratch upcoming for our open women. Following this, we go into some points racing. 4 more races for you after this one's concluded. 1 more for each of our fine categories tonight. More than 40 live viewers at one point during tonight's live stream. Thanks for joining us. If you're enjoying what you're seeing here, leave a thumbs up. Hit the subscribe button, leave some positivity there. It's so good to have so many of you tuning in. And I look around the track, I've seen plenty of folks coming on here to check it out, even folks that are out and about just enjoying their evening here in Redmond, Washington. Thanks for tuning in or walking in to the Velodrome tonight. We love to have you with us either way. More racing at our Velodrome facility is every single week on Friday nights at 7 o'clock for our big show. We also race on Mondays and Wednesdays for our other categories and other events we do for our regular weekly programming. We only stream Friday nights and our special events. You can find that, of course, on our YouTube live right now. And racing is underway. If you're here in the Velodrome and want to get a hold of that or want to see tonight's schedule, don't forget velodrome.org/live. As we work out the kinks, that's also our favorite place to drop results as we go throughout our season. So another place you can go find information for what's going on right now. Velodrome.org/live. Mark your calendars for the kickoff. Regular season is coming quick. May 30th and 31st. It's our tradition around here to start off the season with a weekend of racing, Friday and Saturday, both sessions with beverage garden and food trucks. The live commentary, the music, the live stream, and of course, fantastic racing. The reason we all come. The kickoff of the regular season, that means that the points start mattering. We're going to start adding points for these riders for the year-long competitions in each of our fields. Those omniums are fun to watch, and of course, we'll come to a conclusion at our finale at the end of the season. Kickoff, May 30th and 31st. Riders get registered for racing through May and June. Right now on the website, including, of course, the kickoff. Also coming up pretty soon, we've got the junior-focused event, our weekend of junior activities. We got camps and clinics for them. The Junior Takeover. We got a Friday night in June where the kids will be here in force, and then a weekend of educational opportunities for young riders. So if you're in our region and you want to make your way here, you're all the way down in California, our friends in Colorado, or even anywhere on the other coast, if you want to join us for the Junior Takeover, registration is now open on our website. Young riders can come here for special development and other opportunities specifically designed for junior competitors. And if you're planning to come for junior nationals, why not consider a little bit of an early sneak peek with the help of our staff and our junior competitors? Junior Takeover, registration now up on the website, velodrome.org. Nine to go in our scratch for the open women. This is going to mirror a lot of what we saw some of our earlier small fields do. When you have less riders, there's a little less energy that the group can just kind of put out into total speed throughout all of these laps. So we're going to be a bit more conservative in the first half. Work through our rotations here, let different riders at the front. And as we get closer to that finish line, we'll start to see things ramp up in preparation. Eight to go. It's Charlotte Westover, one of the Jerry Baker juniors, was at the front coming across the line that time. Always looking out for her very signature orange bike from across the way. I can see her in the midst of that field. Our youngest in the field, Hazel Baker, getting some love there, number 201. This is a mixed age group of riders for sure. Racing age 13. Joining out here by youngest by 2 years from any of the other juniors out here. So Hazel getting some extra encouragement when she came across. Here's your field being led currently by Snover. Right behind her, there's Charlotte again. And Rue Tomko, number 3. You saw them finish second in the tempo behind Snover. I think Snover's got on bib 4 and didn't lead in the Omnium last year just for consistency purposes. Pretty much every time she showed up kind of in the back half of our season, very dominant in this group. See as she's throwing down twice tonight, both in this field and in the Cat 3s. Tomko with that bib number 3. Rising junior talent. They really put on a great show last year, getting faster and faster every week. Well, I'm looking forward to see how Rue continues to compete this season. And all of our Jerry Baker juniors, half of this field made up by youngsters on their way up. It's good to see the youth in this field continue to develop and grow. Sarah Lynch out there, another member for the Jerry Baker junior team. Number 15. Open women seeing 4 to go. We're into the final mile here. Number 6, driving the pace is Westover. There's Tomko at the front. Seeing a little bit of daylight, decides to put on a little acceleration here. Test the waters. Which turns out really just to be testing Snover, making sure that she's paying attention, and she'll grab onto the wheel. Don't walk too hard for her, so pull up and out of the way and let Snover now take over the front. Now 3 to go. They see Westover making the move now. They kind of look over the right-hand shoulder and see that acceleration above the red line. Westover will take over at the front. Nice aggressive move here as Westover sees an opportunity to do some pace work here at the front, kind of pick things back up again. Lexi has no problem grabbing the wheel, and there's Rue ready to go as well. And there's this separation. You're seeing Westover is trying to hold tempo with these two speedsters. At 2 to go, a break of 3, now starting to really kind of formulate. Lynch, number 15, the next rider to try to respond now. This might make a group of 4. Good kick of speed for Lynch, trying to finish off the catch here into this lead group. Should be able to make it up there. So now in position with Tomko in the middle of this group with the pink socks. You can see where Rue is. Snover pulls off the front, the rider in green, and then the 2 juniors. You got Westover, the orange bike, and their teammate Sarah Lynch right in front of her with the more stealthy black look to her bike and helmet. It's a dark purple now that I can actually see in the light. Bell's ringing at 1 to go. They've gathered up at the blue line. Snover will take the long road around, taking the hill down into the flat in front of all the other riders. It's only Tomko who has been able to find any response yet that looks like it can chase down, but Snover, like a rocket, taking over here. Really nice acceleration out of turn 2. Tomko with a good turn of speed should be able to fly in for second. And Lynch fighting with the teammate here. A nice sprint for the teammates. Lynch and Westover. Well raced for our young competitors. And we're keeping the applause and the love going all the way through. I love to hear it. Oh yeah, there we go. Our open women will exit on the back straight, and we are into our final portion of races tonight. We're gonna be racing a points race for each of our fields. Cat 4 men are now invited to the rail. Cat 4 men to the rail for points racing. Well, it's a joy to be back. Again, I want to remind all of us that we are in the midst of our 50th season, and we're going to say that a few more times tonight because it's exciting to acknowledge 50 years of serving this community, being a lively track. We are the most active track in the country in terms of number of events, and we are so glad you are here to join us for this night. Let's get our next group started from the rail. All right, for the quick rundown, what the heck's a points race? Points racing, if it's just called the points race, it's a pretty standard format we do quite frequently here. We're gonna score points on special sprint laps or points laps dictated by the format. So if you look at the schedule, this one says it's a 4x4. That means 4 sprints every 4 laps. We're gonna get a bell the lap before that. So in this race, because 16 laps in total, the first point's at 12, bell's at 13. There'll be a bell at 9, a bell at 5, and a bell at 1. On the next lap as they come around, first rider across the line gets 5, second rider gets 3, third gets 2, and fourth gets 1. That's 5, 3, 2, and 1 to the 4 leaders. It's double points on the final sprint, 10, 6, 4, and 2. Riders with the most number of points, of course, will be at the top of your leaderboard. Any ties broken based on position on the final sprint. Boy, that's a nice image seeing the light rail run in the background there. That's looking pretty cool. Our new future is here. Zooming in on the action over there on the camera feed. Looks beautiful over there. Hey, there's the whistle. I heard it a second ago. 16 to go. The field is racing. First bell at 13 to go for the Cat 4 men. Camp Velo, the opportunity for juniors to get on the track. Registration now open on the website. Racing age 9 through 16 is kind of the prime time we're looking for the junior camp. Riders do need to know how to ride a bike, but they don't need the equipment for track racing. We can get them on our fixed gear bikes. We have ones that fit the kids. Thanks to all the amazing work we do off season to raise money, to get donations, to get sponsors, we have been able to provide bikes for the juniors to get started, since those signs can be hard to get a hold of. You sign up for a week at Camp Velo. During the summer months, right after school's done, we start hosting these camps. And by the end, riders are invited to join us for Monday night junior racing. They get all the training they need during that week. They get the experience, the rules they need to know, the safety, and of course access to the equipment to support their early track career. It's a great opportunity to get kids into a summer activity, be part of a big community of athletes and supportive humans here in our community. And of course, if that's a bit too much, a whole week of camp, you can also just come on out and enjoy some racing with the youngsters and see if they think it's a good time. Kitty kilos for the youngest of riders on Friday nights during our race program, totally free for, again, our young riders that are racing on things like, training wheels and push bikes. That's all going on here this season as well. First point sprint upcoming. Let's take a look here as we have Otis, who I got the inside story, apparently built his bike from the ground up. So he's racing a pretty unique piece of gear out there. Also looking pretty fast on it. He might have a secret that the rest of us need to figure out. You can see it there as it goes by and getting a look at that frame. You can definitely tell the work that's been done on that one. Pretty cool. Paper mache does not sound like a solid construction design. I'm impressed that it's lasted this long. I didn't know you could weld the paper mache. That's actually impressive. The welding. Okay, he says, cut it down, cut it down. The joke's done. Okay, got it. Here comes our first sprint, and it's one of our juniors, Rocco for the 5 points, pardon me. Raymond for 3, Otis for 2. And last rider across looked to be Luca for 1. Your legs are the most ready on that first sprint. Now it just gets harder from each one after this. We saw what Luca's been able to do so far tonight with his endurance. Did a lot of good in that JB tempo. But good top speed from Rocco there. Able to find the 5 on the first sprint. Your junior in the group, racing age 14 is number 408. Looking pretty good out there. 11 to go. Raymond Chang, 405, I had coming across the line second. He's the rider in purple with orange helmet, sitting in second wheel right now behind Rocco. Currently in second with those 3 points. Otis, 2 wheels back in the blue. Found 2 in that first sprint. Good for third. And Luca, Liquid Velo, currently now second wheel in the white with the white helmet. That is your fourth place, pardon me, rider with 1 point. More good racing to come. We've got 1 race for each of our categories left to go, if you include the one that's currently on the track. Points racing for everybody. After this, the Cat 3 men will take the track for their final competition tonight. Cat 1-2 men, and then of course our open wheel will come out and finish things off. It's still early in our season. Lots of great things to go on throughout 2025. We're always looking for new partners, for new sponsorship, and for new things that we can find our community to work alongside with. If you have an idea for collaboration, for sponsorship, for something you think could work here with our community, make sure to reach out and let us know. We are happy to discuss what that might look like here at our Velodrome. That bell is ringing for 9 to go. No movement yet. A lot of hesitation. Lucas sitting on the front, kind of keeping watch. Otis will open up first from the front. Nice acceleration into turn 2. Trying to get a little bit low into his spin here. Our riders all racing the same gear size in this field. Gear restriction to 86 for those of you out there that know what that means. So a lot of spinning going on here tonight as these riders are getting up to top speed. Otis in control through turn 4, but here comes Luca to take over to the line. Luca for 5, Otis for 3. Eric Walters for 2. Unofficially, it's Rocco for 1. At 7 to go, my unofficial points totals have your race leads split between Rocco Alexander and Luca Ostertag Hill. That's number 402 and 408, both with 6 points. Otis Hatfield, number 406, in third with 5. Raymond Chang in fourth with 3. Eric Walters with 2. Currently good for 5th place. Your lead group of 3 underneath the Stanley sign. A little bit off the pace. It looks like the combined efforts of the chase group of three are going to start to close this down a little bit. As they come onto the home straight, your leader is kind of sitting a little bit wide at 6 to go. Leader's in position at the least. 401, Jason Fuller for Dyna Racing is doing the lion's share of the work right now to bring it back together, and your field is rejoined up. 6 riders now together form the front of the race. That's Eric Walters on the front, the rider in the black, with 2 points currently, so in the mix. Your leaders with 6, though, have been a little bit more active at the front of those sprints. It's both Luca and Rocco in that tie right now. At 5 to go, here's your second to last chance for points and a big sprint coming up here. The race leaders look like they still want to go for more, but here comes Fuller to lead out this one. So Dyna Racing does the catch and is now going to try to get off the front on the beginning of the sprint. It's a tall order. Luca seems to be able to match so far. Good sprint going down the back straight. The junior's not done yet either. It should be a good one coming out of turn 3. It's Luca on the lead of it. There's Otis, Rocco all lining it up here. Can Rocco find the turn? It still looks like it's going to be Luca all the way home. Otis for 3, Luca 5 here. Rocco 2 points, and I've got Fuller, the rider who started all, finds 1 point on the back of that one. I got unofficial points as it stands. Luca in the lead with 11 after that 5 points from the previous sprint. 2 riders, both with 8 now. I have both Otis and Rocco with 8 points apiece in a tie for second. After that's Raymond with 3, Eric with 2, and Jason with 1. Again, it's Ostertag Hill, Luke Ostertag Hill, your leader with 11. Otis Hatfield and Rocco Alexander in a tie for second with 8 apiece. The double sprint upcoming, final lap worth 10, 6, 4, and 2. A tie at the top of this field. The fight for second place, and really even first place, is still well within reach for any of those 3 riders in the top 3 positions. 1 point separating 4th, 5th, and the rest of the places really too. It's not a whole lot of safety here coming into this final sprint. At 2 to go, it's Luca off the front being followed closely by Otis. There's Raymond in purple. A little bit of separation might be evaporating here quickly, though. Jack Donahue, bib number 409, with the white helmet and the white shoes, closes the gap down. Now a front group of 4 rounding the corner, getting the bell. It's their final lap. Double points next time. 1 to go. 1 to go. Otis on the lead of the lap now. Tucked in behind him, Luca finding the wheel quickly. Your 2 leaders heading down the back straight. Luca, if he wins the sprint, confirms his victory here on this field. And if Otis can finish in front of Rocco, he'll hold on to second. Rocco pretty far back in positioning. He should be able to hold on to this one. Luca looking good here tonight. Another victory on the way for our rider from Liquid Velo, pulling in 10 more points, confirming his victory tonight. Otis with a nice 6 on the final sprint will hold on to second. That's 409. We saw Jack Donahue picking up his first points tonight in this race, gets 4. And that's a big move because that puts you in front of several riders. We really only had 3 riders with anything more than 5 points. So picking up the 4 there on the final sprint for Donahue should move him up in the top 5 just like that. Nearly all finished up with our Cat 4s. Cat 3s are on deck and about ready to start. To the rail, Cat 3s. Whistle for the neutral lap. This is your Cat 3 men in their points race. This one is posted on our schedule as a 4x5. 4 times to sprint every 5 laps. Bell at 16, 11, 6, and 1 to go. Points format works exactly the same as the previous race. 5, 3, 2, and 1 to the leaders, and double on the final sprint, 10, 6, 4, 2. Rider starting on turn 4. We'll get the whistle through all together. Last chance to see the Cat 3s tonight. Will Serge Malikian find a 3rd in a row this evening? Or will someone else find their way to the front? Let's see. 1 vote is in. It's for Serge. All right. That'd be the perfect opportunity. Hit to the live stream right now and put your vote in the poll. We're going to have one of those. That'd be a moment. You know what I'm saying? Like there, we could do. There's some extra interactivity. Yeah, but we haven't yet done that because we just haven't done that. That's a great idea. I'm saying out loud. Maybe we can make it a reality. Maybe you think it should be a reality. Put something in the chat and be like, "Hey, let's go. Come on. Where's this poll at? Give us a hard time." That's right. I got to talk to the fans as chat. That's the way to do it now. That's the modern, hey, chat. The chat is here. I mean, we've got some fans still checking it out here tonight. We're still over 30 live watchers. That's great for our first Friday night of the season. Let's go. Glad to have you out here watching. I'm happy with it. Are they in an uproar now? We've given them something. I want a poll. Thanks, David. All right. I'm just inviting trouble now. I don't think it'd be very much work. We've got smart kids back here working the system. At least I think they're smart. We'll find out. $18 to go. First bell at 16 for our field, so no points out yet. We'll get the bell here in a couple more laps, and we'll see who wants to take the early lead in this 20-lap points format. That's Lexi Snover on the lead, right behind Mike Westover. There's Serge Malikian, who, again, is 2 for 2 so far and has shown, in terms of the training and preparation for the season, looking very strong, riding very powerfully in the first 2 races. Noted his just nice, consistent top speed he's been able to show so far. We'll see if he can do it here in the points race one more time. 17 to go. Bell next time around. If you're enjoying the show, we'll be back again next week, same time, same place. It's a 7 o'clock start. Don't forget, Friday Night Racing is now back, so that means you can count on us being here. Just check your favorite weather app or website, and then check 6 more, like we tend to do, because we don't trust any one of them. If it looks like rain, that's the only reason we may not be able to host racing here on a Friday night. Well, not the only reason. We're not going to go down that hole. Bell's ringing. First points for the race coming out. 16 to go. Stan Douglas on the lead of the lap. It's Jordan Green kind of flanking him at the front. The rider in the blue-red mixed kit with white helmet now taking over the front. Jordan's got good position here. He'll come out of the middle of the field and take over in the sprinter's lane. On his wheel is Mike Ritter. Green looking for the first 5. Green 5, Ritter 3. I got Mayer for 2 and Lexi 1, the unofficial counts. Ritter was catching him close there on the wheel. I still believe Jordan Green for the Leading Factory Racing Team, number 306, first across the line, but boy, it was getting close. If the finish line was just a little bit more over to the right, might have given time for Ritter to finish that acceleration. Confirmed, it was 06 in front of 21. So Jordan Green for 5, Ritter for 3. 13 to go as the field hits the home straight. If Ritter didn't hear me on the back, to confirm from the officials, yes, you are 3 points after the first sprint for Ritter, 5 for Green, Mayer for 2, and Snover for 1. After 12 to go, looks like Hyun Lee for Dyna Racing has found a little bit of space here. Malikian leading the field right now, keeping it close, will re-accelerate the group and is going to come up onto the rear wheel pretty quickly of Hyun. Will he reach before the bell? Here comes the bell now, and things kind of coming over the top. Conrad Mayer takes over on this sprint lap. Mike Jors in the teal, just outside the red line, near the front, looking for some big points here too. He'll accelerate all the way through the back straight. Malikian decides it's time to come out of the lane and follow that wheel. Ritter trying to take advantage of that speed and get a point there as well. Here comes Jors at the front, Malikian running at it, and Malikian times it well for 5, Jors 3, Ritter for 2 unofficially. I'll have to get the confirmation for the 2 and the 1. Confirming those finishing orders in the last one, very important. We've got several riders with 5 points now. Jordan Green, Mike Ritter, and Serge Malikian all with 5. Unofficially after that last sprint, that's a tie for first between 3 riders. Ritter, Malikian, Green. We also have a tie for 4th place between Mayer and Jors with 3 points. Snover with 1. Tight race after 2 sprints. Next bell at 6. Love to see some more folks tuning in. Paul, good to hear from you. FOMO is real. Let's go 3s. Paul Rackness tuning in. Good to hear from you, Paul. You'll be joining us, I'm assuming, at some point this season, yeah? I don't know the story, but wherever you're at, good to hear from you. That's at 7 to go. Snowblin at the front, moving things around. He brings with him a group, some good top speed riders here trying to pull away from the rest of these athletes at the back half of this points race. Cat 1-2's on deck. We've got 2 sprints remaining here in this event. Kevin Ulrich getting the bell at the front is number 302. Points next time around, that's Snover. And also in the mix again, Snowblin. All in perfect position to get points here. Nice move. You can see the field starting to pick up a little bit of pace out of turn 2. Malikian back there, your current race leader, but the front field of these 3 will be fighting for the points this time, which is Snover in position for 5, Snowblin looking to pick up 3, and Ulrich for 2 this time. Out of the field, still worth an important point here at 5 to go. Malikian should get it. It's Snover and Malikian now in a tie for first after the single point for Malikian. I got him at 6 alongside of Snover. In a tie for first. Snover, though, off the front. Malikian back in the field, but look at this. He will take the momentum from the sprint. He's going to try and get things going. He feels that we need to go. His helper pulls out of the lane, though. So he's just going to have to go back in there and do the work himself if he wants to make this break happen, as it looks like Mayer not on the effort here, forcing the rider in orange to do the work. Your lead group of 3 in turns 1 and now going into turn 2. Snover on the front. Let's check the points to make sure we get down to this whole thing. Snover and Malikian 6 in the lead. Tied. Ritter and Green tied for 3rd place, both with 5. Jors, Snoblin, and Mayer all tied with 3 points apiece. I got Ulrich with 2, and every other rider looking for their first point. So most of our riders have found some amount of points, but nobody's really been able to accrue anything significant. It's going to come down to this final sprint, and the finishing order just might be your top 5 in order, depending on who gets to the line. And the way that these points have laid out, they're relatively scarce so far. Nobody's really has a big stockpile. Nice active field here with the Cat 3s. Even though it's been small, there's been some good competition here. Riders have been going at it different ways. Nice to see this break here under the power of Snoblin kind of pulling away from the field and setting up this dynamic has worked well for these riders that made this break. And now the power of Malikian and followed by Mayer. He decides it's time to close this thing down. He's won 2 so far tonight. He wants to win a 3rd. Getting some valuable upgrade points. Coming in with some good training off season, it looks like. One more victory tonight. Could it be? He's in a tie for the lead right now. If he can finish in front of Snover, he'll be sure to end in front of her in terms of the points. Currently in a tie with the rider in green in this group. Who else to look out for? Mayer with 3 points in this group as well. Ulrich with 2. 1 to go. Final lap. Malikian in position now. Snoblin, number 341, in the sprinter's lane. Holding firm at the moment. That rider in the front of the race with 3 points, but now here comes Malikian, the rider with 6, and your current points leader tied with Snover. He just has to finish in front of her, and it looks like he should find what he needs to have done here on the final 200 meters. Takes over into turn 3. Mayer trying to get around the wheel here out onto the home straight. It'll be Malikian, and a nice sprint here from the rider in pink. I think it's going to be Dinah for 10. Unofficially, Jordan Green ends with 15. Malikian, I've got him for 6 + 6 is 12. If the call is correct, Mayer would be your winner by just a margin of a few points on that final sprint. In a nice race for the rider for Dyna Racing. I will wait for confirmation, but it did look like to my eyes that your rider in pink barely getting at the line there over Malikian. Cat 1-2s are coming to the rail right now for their points race. Cat 1-2 riders to the rail for your points race. Confirming the position as announced, Conrad Mayer is confirmed to win the final sprint, and I have his points totals. I may have mispronounced that earlier. It was 13, 3 + 10. 1 point over Malikian with 12 at the final standings. As I was just saying, the Cat 3s were looking competitive tonight. A 1 point difference there for the finish in the points race. And most importantly, Nolan Adams was wrong. So that's all I really care about. Yeah. The poll of one person, as we couldn't run the poll in the chat. We only got one person complaining, so maybe we can get away without doing it, you know? Let's do things we'll do it easy. Let's go easy. Let's go simple. Just broadcast the race and talk about it. Yeah, keep it simple. That is a winning a winning formula. For certain things, that is. For certain things, that is. Getting the go-ahead around again. No whistle. Race has not started. 25 to go will not change. Roll it one more time. Race is not underway. Race is still neutralized. Flom thought, man, it's going slow. I'm going to take advantage. Gallagher is given one official warning. Gallagher will be scored one official warning. And the whistle is blown. Racing underway. 25 to go. 25 lap points race in a 5x5 format. 5 times to sprint here tonight with bells going to be on 21, 16, 11, and onwards all the way to the end. 5x5, 25 laps, and a quick race underway already, looking speedy on this first opening lap. 24 to go. There's Flom. He didn't quite get the memo that we were still neutralized, but he'll still find the front of this race, no problem. '25, our 50th season of operation. If that inspires you, if you got some money burning a hole in that pocket, I know that's not most of us out there right now. But you know, if you're looking to throw some money to a good cause, or even better yet, your time and your effort and your passion, we've got places to get volunteers involved. We always are taking donations. We're looking for sponsorships. We are a nonprofit, and we are fighting hard for track racing and for athletes in the Pacific Northwest. As the most active velodrome in the country, we're trying to create a global audience here through our YouTube. We're trying to create a well-educated and safe racing community here in Redmond. Your support means so much. If you would like to help get involved in any way, if you've got skill sets you think might help us out, just let us know. We'd love to, you can come up to here to the booth and yell up at me on the deck over here if you want to pop in the live chat, or you can go to velodrome.org and there's a lot of good contact information there. We've got a nice breakaway starting to form here. The solo ride move of Andrew Martin, picking up several meters. It's Ben Flom all the way back here in the field who seems to be getting things moving first to try to keep it close. Scott Grinsell from Dyna Racing also joining in on the fun. We've heard quite a bit from Grinsell tonight, and he's ready to make some bigger moves off the front of the field. He's going to try to keep it close here. I miscalled that, as this is Martin's teammate. Also from the 10-Speed Hero team, this is Mike Robson, number 126. Had some very dynamic events last year, showed up kind of at opportune moments and was a great competitor. It's good to see him back here again this season. Robson looks like he's on path to get 5 in this first sprint, no problem. Robson for 5 at 20 to go. The sprint is on for 3. It's 3 riders across, and it'll go all the way outside. There's Martin. Next door to him is Richter, and down in the sprinter's lane, I believe that's Haggard, number 122. And a correction on the previous announcement. That was Tyson Danielson, number 104, fourth across the line. Also racing for the Waterline Racing Team. He's our rider currently in fourth with 1 point. Ahead of him was Dave Richter, number 125 for Found Cycling, in third currently. Andrew Martin for 10-Speed Hero. Second across the line, pick it up 3 points. And then off the front, first across the line was Mike Robson. Number 126, our current leader with 5 points. The 10-Speed Hero team currently going 1-2 on the leaderboard. And both of them are going to probably find a place here to rest up a little bit. In fact, yes, both riders kind of mid-back half of this field now. A lot of activity and a lot of effort spent there with this fast field chasing them down to get those early points. $17 to go. And that's 117, Summer Newlands. A couple riders from Team Coalition, another one of our local organizations coming out here to race frequently. We've got quite a few of them in this Cat 1-2 field, and that's that light white and teal mixed color jersey that's kind of thrown throughout the group. That was Lynch, number 154, near the front for that team. He's kind of back up a little bit as the bell's ringing. There's Haggard for Waterline Racing, now towards the front. little bit more compact on his bike than his teammate Tyson. Trying to hold on to the front, but here comes the jump from the junior. In comes Gallagher looking for his first points tonight and looking like he's able to separate himself comfortably here. Gallagher for 5. The sprint is on for 3. Haggard's out of the saddle a little bit here to make sure he gets it. Haggard 3, Sherfy 2, Newlands 1. Race leaders Mike Robson and Gallagher, both with 5 points apiece. Haggard and Martin tied for 3rd, 3 points apiece. Richter and Sherfy, 2 points apiece. Currently would be in a tie for 4th. And on from that, we also have Newlands and Danielson with 1 point apiece. Pardon me, the riders with 2 points apiece. We need a tie for 5th currently. Apologize. Your field gathering themselves all up here, riding a bit wide under the Stanley sign in turn 3. Taking up quite a bit of track space here, but that's because some of the riders are using the high part of the track to sneak up alongside of the field. You saw that move kind of through turns 3 and 4. I'm always hesitant to say it and announce it too early, since that's kind of part of the move, is that people don't know it's coming. And Chris Wilson takes advantage nicely here. That's your rider that's off the front. He's gotten himself about 25, 30 meters of space here now, and it's actually kind of opened up even since I started notating this. He's got a good turn of speed right now. Pulling away. Wilson looking back to see he's got himself a nice position right now. He just wants to hold on just long enough. He saw what Robson did a ways back. If he can stay away and get 5 for this effort, that's what he's looking for. The field's moving up above the blue line, so this might work out. He's got a couple more laps to go before the point payoff. A lot of change of the lead. Nobody really wants to drive this field at this exact juncture. This is a perfect time to have made this move. There's the bell for Wilson. Looking pretty comfortable. Still able to turn the pedals pretty well. Should be able to hold on here. Gallagher gets the bell at the front of the field. You can see he's looking around behind him to see that he's got, the whole group's right there on the wheel, just falling behind. No one making the move yet. You can see that second lane moving up. Taking the sprinter's lane away from Gallagher now. It looks like Coalition taking over the front. It will be Wilson on his way to picking up the 5. Gallagher, 3, 122, and I believe 125. We have a confirmed relegation to 125. Richter relegated out of the sprint. Relegation 125. Richter for going down the sprinter's lane while occupied. Once again, relegation. Richter 125. This is Colin Gibson, 133. In that purple jersey now pushing off the front of the group. And the rest of the field looking for a new leader. I'm going to wait for the official update post-relegation for the finishing order to update our points totals. Importantly, though, Gallagher picking up some important points there, should be taking over at the top. I'll wait our official updates here, and then I will get you the newest numbers. 8 to go. Got Sam Karp in the live chat. Vernon Cole's here checking in. Oh, there's some good names. Good to hear from some fans of the Velodrome, racers, friends of the community. All checking in for some spring track racing. Indeed, it's May. We're coming back. So it was 105 picking up 5 points. That's Wilson. It was Gallagher for 3 in the last sprint. 122 got 2. That was Haggard. Lynch got 1, 154. New points totals put Gallagher in front with 8. Haggard and Wilson in a tie for second with 5 points apiece. Martin with 3. Sherfy and Richter with 2. Newlands and Lynch with 1. That was the bell ringing for 6 to go. Points at 5. It's still Colin Gibson off the front, but the chase is on. Summer Newlands, our rider up the I-5 corridor from Portland. She's made a good move here towards the front. And Dyna Racing also challenging. It'll be Gibson for 5. Grinsell for 3. Summer Newlands for 2. And Keegan Fairbanks sneaks in for 1. Your race leader is still Gallagher with 8. After the recent updates, I've got 3 riders, all with 5 points apiece and a tie for second. All tied up at 5. Wilson, Haggard, and Gibson. All 3 points off the leader. Gallagher sitting alone at first currently. After that, I've got Grinsell with 3, Newlands with 3, and Martin with 3. Several riders at 3 points. Sherfy with 2. Richter with 2. Lynch, Fairbanks, and Danielson all with 1. Your leader with 8 points with a 3-point lead right now over the next closest rider. Only 3 to go. Big sprint upcoming. Look at the break formed here with this group of 4. That's number 128 on the front, Harrison Devine. Feeling the pressure. Here comes one more to join. I believe that's going to be from 10-speed hero Andrew Martin based on the position there on the bike. Gallagher in this group on the front for a bit. He pulls out of the way. Some quick rotations here. It'll be Coalition taking over the front now, coming onto the home straight. Seeing 2 to go. Bell next time around. Our final lap for this contest. Sherfy gets out of the lane and out of the way there. Everything comes back together again. It was a very short moment of what looked to be 4 or 5 riders creating a bit of space for themselves, but this is too late in the race. The field a little bit too determined to let that get away. They close it down quickly. Big move here up and out of the saddle off the front of the group. Coming onto the home straight, getting the bell. Sitting silent in the group for a little bit. It looks like it's going to be Andrew Martin trying to put the move and the hurt on the rest of this group. We know what Gallagher can do in terms of top speed. He's going to recover quickly. Martin trying to hold on now, continue the drive down the back straight. Haggard looking like he's got more acceleration, though. He's going to try to put on a good fight for second place across the line here as well. Big 10 points coming up for Gallagher. This would be enough to confirm the victory for the junior. 10 points going on the way for Gallagher and another win for the junior. The fight for 6. Haggard all over the place trying to get these points, but he's got it. He's noisy on the bike, but he's smooth and in control, really, despite the fact he had to get up and out of that saddle. Made it look pretty good. He gets the 6, and that'll be good for, I believe, what'll get him a second-place finish when it's all said and done. Riders will exit on the back straight as that race is all concluded as you came across the finish line. Riders will exit on the back straight on the lap they finish. Into the warm-up circle. Thank you. Some good moves mid-race. Those breakaway moves, part of the story I see you on there is that must be Andy Baker tuning in for Chris and Colin. Got some good moves mid-race there to be in the mix from those solo breaks. Nicely timed attacks on the field. A good one there. And the junior will find another win, but a good race along the way. Lots of good moments there in that points race. We're going to go right on into the final race tonight. Open women for their points race. 4x4, 16 lap points race upcoming. Leave a little bit of love for us here. We are so happy to be back and racing. If you're out there rewatching racing tonight, you're back on the YouTube, just checking out the video and you stuck through the end, or if you're in our live audience online, hit the thumbs up, the subscribe button, and help us out here with our broadcast. Thank you for joining us. One more race about ready to get started. This is our open women field, our final event tonight. We're so lucky to be able to host racing here at our Velodrome. Our thanks to so many of our sponsors. You can see them down in the description of this video. Go to our website, velodrome.org. You can see a big banner of several logos there on our homepage. We are so fortunate to have a fantastic supporting community. First up must be, again, our thanks to King County Parks, our friends, and really our partners in crime when it comes to maintaining these public spaces. They've provided so much support over the years. Last year before Junior Nationals, they made a big deal of resurfacing and fixing a lot of the cracks in our surface. The concrete surface takes time and money to maintain, and they've been a real big part of that. The grounds around here, they really do step up big ways to make this place possible. Thanks to King County Parks for their support this season again and having racing come to all of us here in Redmond. You can show your support, of course, by being a Pro Parks voter and, of course, just showing up to all the great events that are going on around here. 16 to go. First bell at 13 for the points race for our women. You can see some other great sponsors out and around and on the Velodrome. If you're here, you can take a look on the home straight. You're sitting in front of all the banners of some of our great supporting companies here. Of course, some big ones painted around the track as well. You can show your love to them by, of course, being patrons of their business. Right outside the Velodrome here next to the park is our friends Postdoc Brewing, who will be providing beverages for the beverage garden all regular season. Cyclists, former very active competitive cyclists and friends of the Velodrome also started the company Locust Cider, which is local to us, starting in Woodinville and has now spread to the region. Also serving here throughout the season, our thanks to them. Greg Cycles, our friend for a long time, providing good deals on the equipment that we have here, helping us get a lot of our equipment needs taken care of, including our e-bike solution from a couple years back, and always being there to support local riders with their needs. Thank you to Greg Cycles once again for stepping up this season to support us. Things are underway, seeing 14 to go. Next time around, your first bell. Nice effort here from Charlotte Westover. Not waiting for anything to happen. She's going to be the one to get things started. Rue Tomko responds pretty quickly. Manages to find the front now for themselves. Bell's ringing at 13 to go. We got some points on the line next time around. Another fan and friend of the Velodrome, Joanne Kazanowski, tuning in. Nice to hear from you. Kazanowski, oh my goodness. Great racing tonight indeed, I agree. Impressive. It seems like, again, this isn't something we've had forever. It seems like a recency thing. Starting in the preseason with some big Cat 1-2 fields. It's been nice to see that tonight. Great turnout there. And to be able to race our 4 categories on this first night and have some good competition happening throughout, that is a good thing for racing this year. Rue Tomko takes over the front for the first 5. Lexi Snover across the line for 3. That's Sarah Lynch for 2. And 2 or 3, I believe Renna Fuller is the rider for 1.
Let's go.
Tomko, number 3. Snover, number 4, working together off the front now. Westover, number 6 with the orange bike, getting some help there. There's 15 and 203, 2 more of our junior riders. Sarah Lynch pulls out of the way of Renna Fuller, 2 riders that got points in that previous sprint. And that's going to be the riders in contention in this race now. As you can see, the separation that we see here already as our leaders have pulled away. Tomko, your early leader with 5. Snover in second with 3. Lynch in third with 2. And Fuller in fourth with 1. Riders were seeing 10 to go as they went around. The front of the race over in turn 3. 9 to go, and the bell's ringing, and both riders will move to the blue line. A little head-to-head racing going on here for these two great competitors. Westover gets the bell. Hazel getting some more love on the live stream, as we know our youngest competitor out here by a couple of years. Hazel Baker, number 201, getting some great laps out here on a Friday night. Working hard behind currently the wheels of Lucy Gilchrist. Sprint coming in from Snover and Tomko. Snover holds on for 5, Tomko for 3. Westover coming up for 2 points here. And this is Lynch for 1 point. Tomko and Snover swap places from their first sprint, so they're now in a tie, both with 8 points. Sarah Lynch sitting in 3rd with 3. Westover in 4th with 2. Renna Fuller, 1 point, currently good for 5th place. The lead of the race now crossing the finish line. Your 2 leaders, both with 8 points. 3 riders behind them down the lap, but still trying to catch back on if they can while they're kind of paying attention to each other. Next closest rider on the current lap is just now crossing the finish line. There's Charlotte, riding by herself right now. A nice solo effort that she's got to put together tonight just to kind of stay on the pedals. And here's Sarah Lynch kind of in a similar position. Number 15 coming across the line on that same lap. So leaders getting caught back by those trailing riders who will find their wheel here at 6 to go. Bell at 5, so next time around the bell will be ringing for our second to last sprint of the evening. Keep up to date with all news related to the Velodrome. Don't forget you can subscribe to the newsletter. Head to the website velodrome.org. Under the Connect tab, you can go down to the newsletter there. Subscribe to the newsletter. You'll get monthly updates from us for the biggest bits of news we have to share. Reminders for things like season passes now open. Look out for changes in parking and all other kind of big news items we hit in that newsletter. Subscribe at the website, velodrome.org. Bell's ringing for your leaders. 5 to go. Gilchrist and Baker scored down the lap here. Tomko leading things at the blue line right now. Westover would also get the bell at 5 to go. And a big move here from Snover out of turn 4. Now, because these riders were caught before the bell was ringing, we've scored them down to 20, and they are eligible for the points right now. So this is 2 points for Edwards and 1 for Chang, number 222. Again, the riders in front of you, Westover, have been caught and are scored down the lap, so they are eligible for points. Puts Westover and now Lynch in a pretty tough spot, although this actually may work to their favor getting caught here as Snover has had enough kind of playing a little bit of games with Tomko. Both riders are just out an all-out effort. It's going to be all over the track now. So the front of the race, we're going to follow the rider in green for position. Wherever Snover is the front of the race right now. Everyone else that's getting caught by her is going down laps. We're looking back here to the next rider on the current lap is Tomko with the pink socks in the middle of turn 3. In between those two is Sarah Lynch, who's kind of in the process of going down the lap here, I believe. 2 to go for Snover. And then that'll be officially, that's Lynch is now on the same lap, or down the lap, and is back on here at minus 20. So essentially everyone on the track except for Tomko and Snover have been scored down at this point, I believe. It's getting close to that point at the least. Here comes Snover onto the back turns, going onto the home straight. Overtaking, I believe, for the second time, that'll be Baker and Gilchrist. Bell's ringing for our final lap. 1 to go. Double points here on the final lap. And yes, getting the 5 on the last sprint. Snover is your current leader and will likely finish as your winner. Tomko will be in position to get some points here as well, and is going to likely be your second place rider as everyone else is dipping into the negative side of things as they're getting lapped. That's right, you lose the lap in a points race, you go down 20. All riders getting their bell for 1 to go at this stage. And Snover, your first rider across the line on that lead lap, is all wrapped up with the final 10 and the victory in the points race here tonight. Great effort from all of our competitors. Rue with a great effort here tonight. Great to see. Hey, there's our 13-year-old finisher. You got to love it. Hazel with some great racing today as well. Some more finishers on the back straight, but this is starting to wrap things up. Let's watch our final finishers come across the line. Ooh, a good sprint here to the line. Jasmine putting on a good show. Number 222 comes out of the group for a nice finish. Riders will exit on the back straight as racing is all concluded. It's a pleasure to have you with us on this first night. I guess technically second night, but we were broadcasting the first one. It was almost official. Our second week of preseason now concluded. It feels like we're really back now. It's good to see so many riders, so many fans, our great athletes here tonight putting on a nice show for an early season event for us. Thanks to our officiating crew for keeping things safe and smooth tonight. Thanks to our fans for showing up in such great numbers to support the riders. Thank you to our online audience. Don't forget to hit subscribe and the thumbs up on your way out the door. Hit that share button and share with friends and family. Let them know we've got great racing going on here in Redmond, Washington. And of course, mark your calendars. Weekly racing starting now. Kickoff weekend for the regular season, May 30th and 31st. We can't wait for it. Safe travels. Enjoy the rest of this fine evening. Thank you for joining us, and we look forward to hosting you again for more great racing here at the Jerry Baker Memorial Velodrome.